Here again with another Shameless Season 9 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important if you weren't caught up to the point where I am every watch here watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you found out that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for all of you out there that are wondering, I have seen Shameless at least one time all the way through. Some episodes I've actually seen more than others, but for the most part, I really enjoy this show. I know there's a big dip in quality, and that's starting to progress from the end of Season 8 and into Season 9 here, but it's still really good. And then the final two seasons of Shameless, I wasn't a big fan of. Maybe my opinion will change, but you have at least seven, almost 8 solid seasons of a show, and then you have a couple lackluster seasons. So the show is really awesome for most of the run. So with all that said, this will be Shameless Season 9, Episode 5. The title of this episode is called Black-Haired Ginger. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. So we have Fiona asking Ford how can he listen to this crap, because Ford likes really bad music. And then Ford's also talking to Fiona about he wants her to go to this art exhibit thing with him. And it's something that he's been talking about for a really long time. And Fiona's tricking him and like making him think that she forgot about it, which he knows because he's been talking about it for so long. And then we have Carl asking about a cocktail, about what cocktail attire is. He's going to a West Point mixer. Fiona is about to arrive at the Gallagher house to take Ian in for his hearing, which he doesn't want to do, especially with Fiona, because she goes into full Fiona mode. And then Fiona has arrived. It smells like dead dog. And speaking of dog, whatever happened to Rusty? I don't remember the last time that we saw Rusty. V and Kev arrive at the alibi. Kermit and Tommy are eager to get in there so they can be alcoholics. It turns out that Frank actually slept there at the alibi the whole night, and now he only has $2 left of what he got from the Mo White campaign fund. Allison DeMarco from the Women's Equality March has come to the alibi. She's really impressed with what he's been doing with Vagina Safe. She wants Kev to be a march speaker. And then the guy who bought the bike from Lip needs the bike fixed, as he won a race with the bike on his back, but the bike's kind of not working very well right now. It's falling apart to a degree. And Lip's like, yeah, I can fix it. And then we have a blown power line to the shop. So Brad says, I guess everyone can go home, as that might take a while. And then we hear that Mo White told Frank that he's a political liability. So they use this Mo White angle for a few episodes. And then I don't think we see Mo White again. I could be wrong. But, Frank helps him get elected, and then he dumps Frank like a bad habit. I mean, what's worse, a pedophile or, what Frank does? I guess maybe Frank does more stuff that's bad, but, I mean, pedophile is the worst thing you can be, in my opinion. Well, one of the worst, at least. So Frank was, he was taking a piss next to Tommy in the bathroom at the alibi, in the urinal, and then Tommy's like, Frank, your piss is brown. Not good. Carl puts on Liam's quick clip-on ties. He can't figure out how to tie a tie. Debbie tells Alex that even though she's a new lesbian, she thinks she could be good at it. Frank has to switch his medication. The regular prescription costs a lot of money, especially without insurance. But there's an off-brand that's only like $30. It has lots of side effects, including one side effect would be his willy might potentially not work. Geneva doesn't want Ian to say he's bipolar. That would mess up the whole gay Jesus thing. Fiona threatens her about Ian being in jail one day longer than he has to be. Lip goes for a run. Lip goes to buy a bunch of packs of cigarettes, as my nose is just itching for some reason. He's actually eyeing the alcohol that's behind the counter as well. And then after the hearing, Ian yells at Fiona to stay out of it. Frank's got nothing when looking at some mannequins with lingerie on. Fiona tells Debbie it's time for an intervention, not for you, Debbie, but for Ian. Debbie says going in full Fiona mode is a thing. Debbie says Ian's a grown man, might be time to let go. Carl goes to the West Point mixer. He meets Kelly. I had forgotten about Kelly. That is Major Keefe's, that's his daughter. And Kelly wants to sample her dad's scotch collection. And then Lily, who's a hooker, comes into the alibi. And Frank wasn't able to get hard while watching porn with Kermit and Tommy. I don't know if I get hard watching porn with them either. It's kind of weird. So Frank wants to use Lily for what she does best. So he wants to pay her to try to get him off so his willy will work. And then we have Ian going to see Terry Malkovich. He goes to the Malkovich home and he says, he's not there for Mickey. We haven't seen Mickey for a while. He's there for Terry, actually. He asks, you were in jail, prison. How bad was it? He asks. And then Terry says the boredom is the worst thing. We have Sissy, that's the female bully from Liam's school, is trying to be friendly now to Liam. And then Liam wonders where Todd is, but she just wants to be friendly. And then they end up going in a room together, and Lily couldn't get the job done, so she's not going to charge Frank, but Frank gives her a tip anyway, and Frank is super, super upset. And then we have Kelly passing out after asking Carl if he wanted to have sex. Fiona wants Lip's help with finding Ian, and Lip asks if she went all Fiona on him. Kevin V arrive at the women's equality group, and I must say that Kevin V took Frank to the hospital when he had the brown piss. And Fiona has missed the thing that she was going to go with forward with that he was super excited about. Ian's actually dyed his hair black. Must be for a different role. I know he was the potential Joker character on the Gotham TV series. I can't remember if he had black hair at all in that. I watched a couple seasons of that. And then Liam thinks he has an STD as he messed around with Sissy. Kelly freaks out on Carl when she wakes up and has her dad throw him out of the West Point mixer. Frank wants Liam to give him electroshock therapy to get his genitalia working again. Debbie is falling asleep listening to Alex talk about the lesbian stuff. She tells Alex she makes her want cock again. Ford is mad at Fiona for choosing her family instead of going to the thing with him. I can't remember exactly what it was, but V tells Frank that she doesn't want to keep running him to the hospital, especially for his penis. Sissy shows up at the Gallagher house. She says she's moving in, and then Sissy says that she's pregnant because they had sex that day, and she thinks she's pregnant. Debbie goes to Mel and Nessa's apartment, so we haven't seen them for a while, well, at least this season so far. How did you know you were lesbians? And then what Mel does is she undoes her robe, and she's naked under there, and then kisses Debbie, and then she says, "You like what you see, and that's all that matters." I like what I see from Mel. She's a hottie. Kelly shows up at the Gallagher house, and then Kelly realizes that Carl didn't have sex with her, and he didn't film it, which she had thought he'd done. He just filmed a video with Crazy Cassidy from season 8, which I liked Cassidy, even though she was very crazy. And then she's like, "So you're single?" And Carl's like, "Yeah." And then Kelly kisses Carl. Lip gets invited to a bike racing thing from the guy that bought his bike and needs his bike fixed again. Ford tells Fiona he shouldn't have asked her to choose between Ian and this art exhibit that he wanted her to go to. And then Ford and Fiona dance to music. Ian didn't run, surprisingly. We actually saw a scene of him at the bus station, but he didn't. Well, he ran, but he ran back and is home at the Gallagher house. And we find out that Zan is gone for good. And then Ian tells Lip, "Do me a favor and don't drink yourself to death." And then we have a woman getting rushed to the hospital, and Frank pretends to be her next of kin. And he wants to get her more Vicodin because she responds well to that. And then this woman hears that he wants Vicodin and says she has some in her pocket. She can do the 1 for you, 2 for me thing. come reach in there, and then Frank undoes her restraints and she elbows him, and then she gets on top of him and does like this little, just does some crazy shit, and she leaves. And this is played by, this woman is played by, I believe it's Katie Seagal or Katie Siegel, who I know is Peg Bundy from Married with Children, but she's done a lot of other stuff, from Sons of Anarchy and all that stuff. And then as she leaves, Frank notices that he has a hard-on. Well, hello, old friend, Frank says. And then Ian, he asks for Sheem to, if he would talk to him one last time. And then everyone is downstairs to see Ian off. Fiona says, I hate your hair. And Ian says, so do I. And then whatever you do in that courtroom, I'm with you. And then Ian says, thanks to Fiona. And then Ian actually wants Fiona to come to the hearing or the court thing, as long as she doesn't say anything and doesn't go into full Fiona mode. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. And then Ian actually pleads not guilty by reason of insanity. That he talks about his bipolarness and all that, which the Jesus people, the gay Jesus fan club, didn't want him to do. And that makes the Gallagher clan happy. And then Sissy is carried by Lip, Liam, Debbie, and Carl to Southside Family Planning Center and left there outside. And that's what ends this episode of Shameless. So, okay stuff. Fun episode, but not epic episode. I'll give the episode a 7.7 out of 10. My characters of the episode are going to be Fiona for the ladies and Ian for the guys. And I think it was okay, but this decline in Shameless, I feel at some points is happening in season 9, but it's still fun to watch at this point. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Shameless and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please consider Hulk smashing the like button, share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Shameless. What would you rate the episode, and whom, if you had to choose, would be your male and female characters of the episode? And you can just do one if you want to do that. Click right here for my Shameless series finale rant video, assuming that you've seen every single episode of Shameless. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.